Welcome back to Charlton Sports Weekly here at Anytime Fitness. Here with Stan Wilds, I'm Glenn Hughes. Time to talk about Indian football. Last week was kind of rough for the Indians, but
it was real rough. But we survived.
Right. Like I said, they went over to Kingsland Friday night, and well, we saw a good lightning storm.
Yeah, that was all we saw. The game was postponed till 10 a.m. the next morning, and me personally, I wish we'd have waited till 10 o'clock that night to get it out of the way instead of going back and letting the boys have to play in that heat.
I know what, at 10 o'clock, I'm sure it had to be close to 90 degrees already.
At least. I know it felt like I was sitting in an oven, sitting up there in the stands. And I walked down on the field after the game, and I felt like I was standing on the asphalt.
It was warm down there.
It was hot.
I spent the entire scrimmage down there.
Yeah.
By the time it was over, my feet were hot. As far as the scrimmage goes, I said Camden pretty much had their way with us, but we had 5 starters that did not dress out. You know, not saying they would have made a difference, but they would have helped us out some. We had to play some younger kids starting off, and some of
them young kids had to go both ways, and
right.
And Glenn, when it's that hot, I'd easily say with the heat index, it was well over 100 degrees on that field.
On that turf, no doubt.
And when those kids aren't used to going both ways, and they were forced to go both ways due to the injuries with some starters sitting out, and when you line up in every play, you're on the offensive line and you see a new defensive lineman every play, and when you're on the defensive line, you see a new offensive lineman. After about 20 plays and not coming off the field,
it takes its toll on you, no doubt. Like I said, also those 5 starters out, but technically, you take them on the other side of the ball, they're probably 5 immediate backups.
Yeah.
So that created a lot of depth problems for us.
Right.
We had some young kids that got some valuable experience. I don't know if they enjoyed experiencing what they did, but game situations is where you're going to learn that.
That's right. And they were literally threw into the fire. So they got some valuable game experience. Camden's, I would easily say Camden's one of the top 3 teams in the whole state. I know nationally, I looked at one poll, they're ranked number 31 in the nation. They'll be on, Camden will actually play on TV, and not trying to give them a promo, but at least they're a neighboring county, but they'll be playing Labor Day on ESPN. So,
right, the Herb Street Classic.
Yeah, in the Herb Street Classic in Columbus, Ohio. So if you didn't know that, now you can watch them and see what caliber team they have. But with Camden, as big of a school as they are, and that, I would say 125 players was on the sidelines.
Oh, at least.
And with the depth they had, I watched them even in the first quarter. They was running in 3 separate offensive lines. I think the center was the only one that stayed on the field. Each play on defense, they shuffled in 3 or 4 new defensive linemen, new linebackers, and when you can come off the field, splash some water on you, take your helmet off for a second. After 5 to 10 plays in that heat, it made a difference. And I don't think our kids laid down and rolled over. I think they were just literally tired.
They were give out, no doubt,
and wore out. I'm not taking nothing away from Camden, because that in my opinion was the fastest Camden County team I've ever seen.
We're better than what the final score indicated. We went for it several times, 4th and long, 20-yard line, or even the 5-yard line once, I think. So, we didn't make it, and we set up real short scoring drives for them. So, Coach Mack was just working on things. We weren't looking to beat Camden.
Right.
Even though, that's always your goal is to win. But
I know Friday nights up there in the stands, I've seen several people from Brantley with notebooks. I've seen somebody from Clancy County. So I don't think our playbook was open. We kind of was opened up much. I think we kind of ran a generic offense and probably, just an assignment type defense. And I don't think we showed anybody too much.
No, probably not. And I forgot what I was going to say. Hang with me here for a second.
Senior moment.
I know it. I'm getting old. You'll be able to figure it out one day, Stan. I've heard some rumblings around town. People saying we need to do this, need to do that. But Coach Mack's been at this for 20-something years. He's won 220-something ball games. So you pretty much, I think he knows what he's doing. He's trying to put the best people out there.
Right.
And quarterback position, Richard Dasher, he struggled.
Yeah.
But he wasn't the only one.
I don't think that there wasn't a player. I didn't see a player that we had that didn't struggle at some point.
Right.
Saturday, and I'm not pointing no fingers. And if Richard is the best option we got, then that's we're not out there at practice every day.
That's right. So
I'm not going to be a coach from the stands. And I've heard some people talking about if that's what we got, that's what we got. You dance with the girl you brought to the dance.
We're not like some schools get recruits every year.
That's right. We don't bring in a player that's never started a game and already committed to the University of Georgia.
That's right.
So
so as far as Richard, I think he's going to be fine. He was a little, I think, shell-shocked. When you're a 10th grader, he's maybe 15, 16 years old, stepping onto the, start for the first time ever, and
butterflies, definitely.
And then throw him out to Camden County, and
I think we'll be fine. I've talked to folks throughout the week, and you may have heard this also. I know we scrimmage Camden for the money. We get a huge gate, and I think that's split right down the middle.
Pretty much, right.
So we get a huge gate. It would be nice to scrimmage somebody closer to our classification because next year we'll be single A, and with the new reclassification, Camden will be 6A. But it's convenient. I don't have a problem driving. I think it's 22 miles, 24 miles. I would rather drive over there than drive to McIntosh County or Savannah for a scrimmage. And you know what? At the end of the day, Camden's only going to put 11 on the field, and we're going to put 11 on the field. So,
and that means absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
So, one other thing, I know Coach Mack sent me a B-team schedule updates this week. The first B-team game was, I believe it was September the 2nd. First, they were scheduled to go to Bacon County. Apparently, I don't know if Bacon doesn't have enough kids for a B-team. But now the first B-team game will be here in Folkestone at Indian Field against Appleton County. So if you've seen the schedule in the paper and you clipped it out or whatever, make that change because it'll be Appleton County here at home for the first game of the JV schedule. First home game we're going to have, it'll be about a week from the time this airs. So.
Yeah, next Friday night, August 26th.
Right.
Brantley County coming to the Swamp.
That's it. And Brantley hasn't held their scrimmage yet. They are going to play Atkinson County this Friday. I believe it's in Dayhana.
Yeah.
So anybody wants to go check them out, see what they've got, that'll be an opportunity to do that. Also, one other region team that's nearby, the Clinch County, will be scrimmaging Berrien County. And you said that was in Berrien?
Yeah, originally that game was scheduled to be in Homerville. But apparently Clinch County had their field stripped and resodded. And the sod hadn't took roots yet, so As of today, I was told that's going to be a change of venue, and it's going to be in Nashville at Berrien County. So,
Okay.
Or to be interesting to see what Clinch brings back. I'm probably going to go, or may go up to Nahana to watch Franklin County, and I got a nephew that plays for them, and I want to see him, but I'm interested to see what they bring back since they lost some folks.
It would also give you a chance to see another region opponent.
Yeah, Atkinson County. That's right. ATCO is a region opponent, and who knows what they bring back this year.
That's right. So I believe that's going to wrap up this edition of Charlton Sports Weekly. Appreciate y'all viewing, and I hope you enjoyed it. And we'll be back next week.
That's right. Come on in if you're not a member yet and see me. And next week, Glenn, I'm going to have, since next Saturday, I believe, starts the college football season, isn't it?
I believe there'll probably be a few games going on anyway.
No, it's the week after. That's right. It's the weekend of Labor Day. But at any rate, we'll have some high school games that we can pick on here, and if there is some college games, we'll have some college games we'll pick.
Maybe we won't do too bad at that, but anyway, that'll wrap up this edition, and we'll see you next week.